Welcome to Wawasan Wire. You know, it's undeniable that here in Malaysia, our national symbols carry just incredible emotional weight.
Oh, absolutely. You see it again and again.
A perceived slight, like against our flag, it can just ignite public feeling so quickly, faster than wildfire, really.
And it often forces political leaders into a very public kind of response, doesn't it?
Exactly. And when those prominent figures jump in, the whole discussion just gets, well, way more charged.
We're seeing a classic example right now, aren't we? Following that whole incident with the inverted flag at the hardware store.
Right. And while that initial issue, the flag itself, was dealt with pretty fast.
Yeah, it was corrected quickly.
What's really fascinating now are the reactions. Strong reactions, often conflicting ones, from well-known politicians.
That's really our focus today, isn't it? Not so much the original event, but unpacking how different leaders responded.
Yeah, what does it tell us about their thinking on, say, national unity, the rule of law?
And even those tricky issues like perceived double standards and how these things are handled, it sheds a lot of light.
So, for you listening, it makes you wonder, how should leaders handle these things? More leeway for mistakes or just zero tolerance? What's your take?
It's a tough balance.
Okay, let's get into it. First up, Lim Guanang. He's the Democratic Action Party National Advisor. He had a very strong statement.
He did. He quite directly called for the Ministry of Home Affairs to take action against the United Malay's National Organization Youth Chief Akmal.
And the grounds for that.
He argued Akmal's actions were a, quote, serious and immediate threat, not just to unity, but also harmony, judicial fairness, and the rule of law. He even tied it to violating the Rukun Negara.
Wow, invoking the Rukun Negara. That's significant. And he got specific about Akmal's actions too, didn't he?
Yes, very specific. Accusations of pressuring the Attorney General's chambers and, well, bullying an elderly person from a minority group who'd already apologized and been arrested.
Plus that threat of a demonstration in Penang if the owner wasn't charged, that's a lot.
It is. And Lim Guanang also brought up what he called Akmal's double standards.
Right, I saw that. What was the point there?
He pointed out that Akmal didn't seem to react with the same intensity when government agencies or Partis Islam Malaysia or even UMNO Terengganu Youth made similar mistakes with the flag.
So questioning the consistency of the outrage.
Exactly. That accusation highlights this recurring issue. You know, is outrage applied selectively? Does it depend who makes the mistake?
Interesting. But then also from the Democratic Action Party, we hear from Loksy Kook, the Secretary General. His tone seemed different.
Yes, more conciliatory, perhaps. He called for calm.
And the Penang Democratic Action Party even planned to distribute flags, right? 831 of them.
That's right. Almost like saying, let's respond with patriotism, not just anger. A sort of strategic counter move, you could say.
Okay, so moving beyond the Democratic Action Party, Saw Yi Feng from the Malaysian Chinese Association Youth Wing, she also weighed in.
She did, and her take was quite pointed. Almost sarcastic, really.
Towards the UMNO Terengganu youth, wasn't it? For their own flag mistake on social media.
Precisely. She clipped something like, didn't the UMNO Youth Chief teach you how to differentiate the correct Malaysian flag?
Ouch, that's a direct dig.
Absolutely. Her point was clear. This error happened within UMNO's own structure.
And she suggested Akmal should maybe go to Terengganu first.
Yes, implying he should sort out issues closer to home before, heading to Penang to demand action elsewhere. It really shows the political theater involved.
It certainly does. Okay, and then there's Lim Weng, the Democratic Action Party Youth Wing Secretary General. He challenged Akmal directly, too. What was his angle?
Well, Lim Weng was quite blunt. He described Akmal's previous actions as thuggish. Strong language there.
Thuggish, wow.
And then he laid down a direct challenge. Given that UMNO Terengganu Youth made this error, would Akmal hold himself to the same standard he demands of others? Would he resign?
That's putting him on the spot, testing his consistency.
Exactly. He framed Akmal's earlier threats, the demonstration threat, as political bullying and improper interference with the legal process.
So the Democratic Action Party Youth Wing is taking a very different line on how to respond.
Yes, their emphasis, through Lim Weng, was on using civilized and rational methods, not thuggish ones.
And arguing that real patriotism is built on unity.
Correct. They also specifically said errors, like the one by UMNO Terengganu Youth, should be handled through education, not punishment.
So a clear split there. Punitive action versus education and understanding.
It really reveals different philosophies on managing public mistakes, especially when national symbols are involved.
This whole thing, it just shows how complex Malaysian politics gets around these symbols. It's never just about the flag itself, is it?
Never just about the flag. It highlights how politicians interpret things like patriotism, justice, often reflecting their own party's stance. These reactions are calculated statements, really. They shape the narrative.
So, for you, our listener, thinking about all this, in a country as diverse as Malaysia, how can leaders best handle incidents like this? How do you genuinely foster unity without responses actually causing more division? Something to think about.
Definitely something to reflect on.
Remember to like and subscribe for more videos like this.